We're both people who have backgrounds in fashion design and in corporate fashion. We're both in a place where we realized that that wasn't the path that we wanted to go down, mostly because we are artists and we're at the same time learning a new craft that we had never learned before, which is chain stitch embroidery. Chain stitch embroidery for both of us was something that was right at the intersection of fashion and art. I am Los Angeles born and raised. She's New York born and raised.
Yep.
So we're East Coast means West Coast.
We both moved to LA, Beatrice moving back and me moving here for the first time within a month of each other, even though we didn't know each other. And I think that's a little odd, like very cosmic. Just honestly, we're exhausted of the corporate burnout and we were just ready to keep it moving kind of at a pace that felt right and natural for us.
As an artist or anyone, like when you find something that you love to do and you're passionate about and you think that you could do it every day, we can see ourselves, creating more and expanding and having this craft be the vehicle for our creative outlet. So yeah, I think the machines themselves were really the catalyst for launching this.
We kind of always explain to people that it's like painting with thread. And I think that's a really big part of it that I started to love, was just that like it was still fiber and textile, but I was able to use it and manipulate it more like paint and more like being able to kind of make finer art and more intricate art at a faster pace than if I did hand embroidery, let's say. And they're just so gorgeous. They're steel, they're vintage, they make like these amazing sounds. And like the product is just so wonderful.
And then also like being people who love old things, vintage things. Meredith and I are very old souls.
Also.
And we both are really passionate about garment conservation and craft revival also, like making things that are old new again.
For me, so many of like the little projects we get, the really personal things like a bride and groom's wedding day and things for newborn babies, and just like, we've had people bring us her uncle's jeans from the 80s that had like friends from high school signed it and the Sharpie was fading, so we were embroidering over it. Just like pieces that really people love and they wear every day and a part of their lives. Like that is what I love so much, like running into friends or clients and they're like wearing something we made. I mean, like that's super special. Like we get to create something that lives with people every day in their big moments, like just being able to use our hands daily and really like do the work, and I'm really enjoying that part of the process.
One, a digital world, and two, throwaway culture, right?
For sure.
Those are the two things. There's many things, but those are some of the things that, shopping vintage and garment upcycling and vintage revival battle against, is the disconnection that we have from our clothes. And that is like an overarching downfall in the sphere of the garment industry, is that we as modern people have like completely lost a sentimental connection to our clothing because of mass production, overconsumption. Clothes are just like these things now. They get produced on such an astronomical level that they don't matter. You can buy things for $10, you can wear it once, you can get rid of it, and like this is a very toxic idea for people, for the planet. It doesn't honor the people that make the clothes either. That's, a part of what we love about making textile art and working with garments to begin with, is to reignite the love that people feel for their clothing.
What we talked about with Ho before this interview, like stop making, people who like make these mass consumption richer in these systems of exploitation, and so I do think like there is this middle ground that no matter what will always exist, of buying clothes from people and people you like and want to support. I think there's always that kind of middle ground.
One, new thought that I really like is that we shouldn't be shaming consumers. We should be regulating producers, and places like Better Clothing and people who are producing on a small scale, and people who are, like we said, imbuing their garments with love and are really like thoughtful about what they're doing, are already, self-editing, are already like doing the work of making something that is worth it.
Better.
As
Making
some would
something
say.
better.
Yeah, exactly. When you have a small business and you're growing your business, you always want to try to align with your values, and you accept that it's never going to be perfect, but you can always try to be better.
Unintended.
Pun intended.